Hello everybody. In this video I am going to present some important derivations from class 11 physics. All the derivations are very important. Derivations are from different chapters of physics. It will take very less time to revise all the important derivations. So let us now start with derivation 1. This derivation is from chapter projectile motion. So first of all we are going to find the equation of trajectory. So here you can see in the figure a body has been thrown with velocity u at an angle theta with the horizontal. Here velocity u has two components, one along x-axis, that is horizontal side, and another along vertical side. So along x-axis the component ux equal to u cos theta, and another component of u along vertical is uy, which is u sin theta. Let us suppose that at any time t the body reaches at point P whose coordinate is xy. So x is the horizontal distance traveled by the body in time t and y is the vertical distance traveled by the body in time t. Now we consider horizontal motion. Okay, we can write x equal to uxt plus half axt square. Since the acceleration along horizontal side is 0 because the velocity is constant along horizontal, so we can write x equal to u cos theta into t plus 0, or we can calculate time t equal to x by u cos theta. Now the vertical motion, we can write y equal to uyt plus half ayt square. Since the body is going up against the gravity, so its acceleration ay equal to minus g. Okay, so after replacing time t and ay, we are getting y equal to u sin theta into t minus half gt square. In this equation we are going to replace t by x by u cos theta, then we get u sin theta into x by u cos theta minus half g x by u cos theta whole square, and finally we are getting the equation of trajectory as x y equal to x tan theta minus half gx square by u square cos square theta. This is the equation of trajectory. Okay, now we are going to find the maximum height. Okay, so first of all, what is maximum height? It is the maximum vertical height attained by the object above the point of projection during its flight. It is denoted by h. Now we consider the vertical motion. We can write vy square equal to uy square plus 2ays, equation number 1. At the highest point the body has only velocity along horizontal side, that is u cos theta. So vy equal to 0, velocity along vertical side. Okay, now acceleration ay equal to minus g because the body is going up against the gravity, and uy equal to u sin theta, s equal to h from equation 1. 0, that is vy square, which is 0, so 0 equal to u square sin square theta minus 2gh. From here we are getting h equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. This is the maximum height. Now derivation number 3, time of flight. It is the total time for which the object is in flight, that is remains in air, while going from O to B. So here you can see in the figure the body starts from O and reaches at point B, so that the total time taken by it is equal to time of flight, capital T, and when it reaches at point B, its vertical displacement is 0. So we are now going to consider vertical motion. We can write y equal to uyt plus half a by t square, or 0, that is y equal to 0. So 0 equal to u sine theta into time of flight minus half gt square. From here, that is from equation number 1, we can write t into u sine theta minus half gt equal to 0. So that t equal to 0. At this time the body is at O, so this is rejected. Now another one is t equal to 2u sine theta by g. This is the time of flight. Now number 4, horizontal range. It is the horizontal distance covered by the object between its point of projection and the point of hitting the ground. It is denoted by capital R. So to find the horizontal range R, we consider the horizontal motion, and we can write x equal to uxt plus half axt square. So here, when x is replaced by R, then time t is replaced by time of flight. So we can write r equal to u cos theta into time of flight plus 0, because acceleration ax equal to 0. Now after replacing time of flight, we are getting u cos theta into 2u sin theta by g, which is u square by g into 2 sin theta cos theta. And finally, the horizontal range becomes r equal to u square sin 2 theta by z. Now, for maximum horizontal range, sin 2 theta equal to 1 equal to sin 90, and 2 theta equal to 90, or theta equal to 45. So, to get the maximum horizontal range, the body is thrown at an angle 45 degree with the horizontal. Equation 5. Derivation 5. Equation of motion by calculus method. So first of all, we are going to prove v equal to u plus at. Since we know that acceleration a equal to dv by dt, or a dt equal to dv, equation number 1. At time t equal to 0, velocity is u. After some time t, the velocity becomes v. This is the final velocity. Now integrating equation 1 within proper limit. Integrating a dt within the limit 0 to t, and integrating dv within the limit u to v, we are getting at equal to v minus u, or v equal to u plus at. Prove that v square equal to u square plus 2as. Since we know that acceleration a equal to dv by dt, which is further written as dv by dx into dx by dt, here dx by dt is replaced by velocity, because velocity is rate of change of displacement with time. So dx by dt is replaced by v. So we are getting a equal to v dv by dx, or we can write v dv equal to a dx. This is equation number 1. At time t equal to 0, velocity is u and displacement x equal to x naught. After some time t, the velocity becomes v and displacement x equal to x. Now integrating 1 within proper limit. So the limit over which v dv is integrated is u to v, and for a dx the limit is x naught to x. So after integration, we are getting v square by 2, the limit is u to v equal to a x, the limit x naught to x. So after solving, we are getting v square minus u square by 2 equal to a into x minus x naught. X minus x naught is replaced by s, that is net displacement in time t. So v square equal to u square plus 2as. This is the required equation. Now question 7. Prove that s equal to ut plus half at square We know that v equal to dx by dt, which can be written as dx equal to v dt, or v is replaced by u plus at, so dx equal to u plus at dt, or dx equal to u plus at dt. This is equation number 1. Okay. Now at time t equal to 0, the displacement is x naught. At t, after some time t, displacement is x. So integrating 1 within proper limit. So integrating dx within the limit x naught to x, and integrating u plus at within the limit 0 to t, we are getting x minus x naught equal to ut plus half at square, and x minus x naught is replaced by s. So finally we are getting s equal to ut plus half at square. This is the required equation. Okay. Now one derivation is there from vector, that is triangle law of vector addition. It states that if two vectors are acting on a particle at the same time, are represented in magnitude and direction by two sides of a triangle taken in one order, their resultant vector is represented in magnitude and direction by the third sides of a triangle taken in opposite order. Okay. So here you can see in the figure the two vectors A and B are represented by two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, and the third side of the triangle, which is in opposite order, that represents resultant vector. Okay. So we are going to find the magnitude of R. So first of all we draw Qn, a perpendicular to OP produced, so that OP equal to A, that is magnitude of vector A, and PQ equal to B, that is magnitude of vector B, and OQ equal to R, angle NPQ equal to theta, which is the angle between two vectors. And here from the triangle ONQ we can write, from the triangle PNQ we can write Pn equal to B cos theta and Qn equal to B sin theta. In right angle triangle ONP, by mistake I have written here ONP, must read ONQ. We have OQ square equal to ON square plus QN square. Here ON is replaced by OP plus PN, so which becomes OP plus PN whole square plus QN square. Now putting OP, PN and Qn, we are getting R square equal to A square plus 2AB cos theta plus B square into cos square theta plus sin square theta, and finally we are getting R equal to root under A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This is the magnitude of resultant. Okay. Now the direction of resultant vector R. So from triangle OQN, okay, we can write tan beta equal to Qn by ON, replacing Qn by B sin theta and replacing Pn by B cos theta. We are getting tan beta equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. This is the direction of resultant vector. Okay. Now the ninth derivation, that is maximum velocity of vehicle on a banked road. So here you can see a car is moving on a banked circular road. Okay, so here you can see the weight is acting vertically downward, and the normal reaction R has two components, R cos theta along vertical and R sin theta along horizontal. Now since the frictional force F is taken into consideration, so frictional force F has also two components, that is F cos theta along horizontal side and F sin theta vertical side. Okay, now here you can see the centripetal force is provided by R sin theta plus F cos theta. So these two forces provide the necessary centripetal force. So we can write R sin theta plus F cos theta equal to mv square by R, and also we can write F sin theta plus mg equal to R cos theta. They are equal and opposite. So from here we can write mg equal to R cos theta minus F sin theta. Now taking the ratio of mv square by R and mg, so after taking the ratio I have written over here. So you can see we are getting v square by rg equal to R tan theta plus F divided by R minus F tan theta, because the ratio here you can see, here you can divide numerator and denominator by cos theta, then we are getting v square by rg equal to R tan theta plus F by R minus F tan theta, which is R tan theta plus mu R, because F equal to mu R divided by R minus mu R tan theta. So finally we are getting v equal to root under rg into tan theta plus mu by 1 minus mu tan theta. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much.